Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jason Lepoff. I am talking to you from my bedroom with Fiona on my lap. Welcome to video number 2 of the new coach training series, the whiteboard series. Thank you so much for all the feedback from the first one. If you guys recall, the first video I discussed on whiteboard, the importance of just some initial information that you guys all want to have as coaches. Your customer service numbers, the emails, the coach relations. These are things that you're going to give to your coaches, to your new challengers. And then yearly cost for the club membership that starts after day 31. How much per year and per month your monthly membership is. When do you pay $39.99 to be a coach? When do you not? Is it worth it? What's the best way to approach that with people? And then how to handle customer service. And then the different discounts that you get if you're a club member or if you're a coach. Those are some just very basic things. I'm kind of doing this new way of training because I think that what we do is a lot of new coaches join and they think that a lot of people, they think coaching is something different than what it really is, but also they do this coach basics and they feel like by doing coach basics, by quote unquote going to school, that's going to make them successful. And I think, like we all know, it could, but there's a different way to approach it. And so I asked you guys what was the next video that you guys wanted. And the majority of you guys picked the power of belief. And then I'm going to talk about ways to earn in the third video now because the power of belief won over. And I would probably say it's probably one of the most important things. So I'm going to talk about it right now. I'm going to talk about the two things. I'm going to give 2 different examples to really give you guys an idea of how important it is to believe in whatever it is that you're representing, whether it's a job, whether you work for Motorola, whether you're working for a school, a private school, public school, whether you work for Apple or you sell products for Team Beachbody, is that you need to really believe in whatever it is that you are representing and not just read over the information and who it's indicated for. The more that you believe it, the more successful you will be in persevering and being able to spread your message, but also be successful in actually selling the products because you really believe in it. So I'm going to give 2 examples. And the first is really ways in terms of belief. The first is going to be an example of a fanatic sports fan. And number 2 is going to be an example. It's a real example from a story about Gandhi. So I want you to imagine a diehard sports fan, whether it's a Bears fan, whether it's a University of Louisville fan, for example. Okay, I live in Louisville, so let's use college. We'll use college. Somebody who goes to every single one of the games. They face paint their face, their body. They are just diehard. They tailgate. They know everything about the last 10, 20 years of championships. I mean, they are ridiculously upset when they lose. People on the outside can't understand how ridiculous and stupid they're being and how it just ruins their whole day and how they could be so fanatical about a college team. However, how do you know that person is a fanatic? Well, it could be because that's all they talk about, but it could be that when it's game time, it's game time. Like they like transform into somebody else. They go to every single one of the live events. They go to the pregame. If for some reason they couldn't make it and they were out of town, they'd either have it recorded or they would watch it on TV. They would watch it with friends. They would talk about it with friends. And they would be the person you go to if you want to know 10 years ago, did they win the championship or not? And they actually have a lot of emotion behind it. That's the degree that you are all in is the degree of really how successful you're going to be. Brooke and I have been doing this almost 2 years. And right from the beginning, we made a decision to sell art as soon as we had gotten results. And we went from skeptics to really, we're like, this is awesome. When we sold ourselves out and we're like, wow, this really works. These products and Shakeology, like it really is making me feel amazing. It's really making me reduce my cravings. I'm looking in the mirror, other people are noticing, but I just feel better. And then when my blood test came back, and the first time my cholesterol was low, like I was all in. I didn't have to fake it. I didn't have to search for stories because I was all in. I had sold myself out to it at the beginning. And so the first 12 months, I mean, we were like on just, it was just go, 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 go. You know, Brooke, full-time hygienist, me, full-time pediatric dentist. And yet we were adding on, waking up at 5 a.m. every single morning, sometimes going until 10, 11, 12 at night, whatever it took, because we didn't even like have a plan or schedule. It was just, we were just going to make it happen. Okay. Well, and that's what gave us that initial success. Now that we're going on almost 2 years, we've now taken a step back, and now we've got time management and we've got a schedule. So we're now helping other people kind of do it in a smart way. But when you're fanatical about it, that is what other people are going to be. They're going to be, I want a piece. I want to know what this is all about. Like, I don't know what it is, but I want some of it. And it allows you to also push through when other people are like, what are you doing? What is this stupid? Like you just, it's not even like, there's no doubt in your mind. You're like, this is amazing. Why? Because it's making me feel amazing. And you get excited about trying all the different products that Beachbody has, the Derm Exclusive and the new Shakeology Boost, the Performance line. You don't have to like try and find time for like who it's indicated for. It's exciting for you to know about it. And maybe you're not going to love every product, and maybe not every Beachbody product is going to be the best price. But guess what? You're going to be honest about it. You're going to give your assessment, and you're going to actually be excited about what it is. Now, on top of it, the rewards over time between the recognition and then getting a residual income is whatever your goals are, then you align those, but you got to be all in. And I think that's number one, is that you just got to sell yourself out to this. And we were able to do it right at the beginning because we were kind of searching for a peer group to really attach to. And we really were just looking for a little bit, something new and excitement in our life. And it just was like, boom. And you've got to do these affirmations, these incantations, and you've got to do personal development, because what the personal development does, it's not just about reading it. That's what allows you, when you struggle and when you get pissed off about something in life, or you've got these learning points with your children or whatever, you don't approach it like your parents did maybe, or like every other time that gave you stress. You now start to ask yourself, why? How can I lift myself up and be more emotionally stable? How can I make this all happen? So that's the first thing. And when you look at that super fan, he goes to the events lives, he goes to the tailgates. And so that's why we say that you got to be at the Super Saturdays. That's why we say that you have to be plugging in every day, that you check in every morning, that you do the training. It's not that the trainings give you success, is that it keeps you engaged. That's what it is. Success is putting the opportunity in, is just meeting people, whether they want to just try a sample or whether they want to do a challenge group or whether they want to coach, whatever it is. And at the beginning, you don't know anything. So guess what? You connect them with your sponsor, and you keep doing three-way calls until eventually you become the teacher. Okay. So the training is not the success. Okay. The success comes in plugging yourself in. That's why Summit, that's why investing and spending the money in it. That's why it shows you actually get vested in it. And the more present you are every single day, the more involved, the more that you have live chats, the more that you do things. You can give yourself excuses of why you don't want to do it all day long, but the more that you do it, that's when things are really going to start to roll. Let me turn on my light. Okay, so the first thing is, like I said, in review, is you have to make a decision and sell yourself out to Beachbody and say you really believe that this community of people makes you better. And that not every product is going to be for you, but you really have to understand of why the accountability and the support of other people really helps people really, sometimes for the first time, achieve their goals. And really understand why Shakeology is so amazing. Why, even at $4 a shake, that is a steal. Because after you take it for 30 days, you can't even describe it. You feel elevated in a way that you've never felt before. and you're able to accomplish so much more. You sleep better. When you look in the mirror, that feeling of finally being able to say to yourself, I've been trying to, every time I get on this diet plan, or I've been trying to lose weight or whatever, and finally you start doing something, you commit to something, and you start seeing the results. How good does that feel? How good does that feel to start to eat better foods, to start to portion control, and have your children look up to you and be proud of you, so that you can now go to a grocery store and you can tell them what's healthy, and that you're teaching them the way to be healthy and happy. I mean, how amazing is that? Those are things that you want to be saying to yourself. That's why this Beachbody is unlike any other network marketing company. There's a lot of network marketing companies that are amazing and that provide essential services and really help people. But that's why Beachbody is so amazing, is because it really taps into all three aspects. Getting communities to exercise again together as a group in these, with these fit clubs, and making it easy and mobile so that people can, on your cell phone, you can just plug in on demand, and whatever you're in the mood for, you can just get some movement. And that's what this is all about. This is about community. And that's what you're selling. You're selling that dream that you don't have to worry about where are you going to be able to get the new diet that's going to work for you. You know that there's always going to be new amazing stuff coming out, and that's going to be the answer. So in whatever it is that you need, you sell yourself out to it, and that is the number one key, and that's how you're going to start to get the momentum and get the ball rolling. Now, with that, you got to move from the employee mindset to the employer mindset, and you have to understand that you don't want to fool yourself at the beginning. You've got all of this energy and everything, but then when people start asking you questions, you have to know how actually to start to develop rapport and everything, because you don't want to backtrack. And that's when you stop, and your sponsor really helps you out with a three-way call. Okay, number two is I'm going to give you a story of Gandhi. A mother went up to Gandhi and said, I really need you to speak to my daughter. And Gandhi said, yes, please sit down. What's going on? My daughter will not. She is addicted to sugar, and I really want to teach her to not eat sugar, and that sugar is bad, and to give her some other options. And I really would like, and this is actually a true story, because as you know, I'm a pediatric dentist, and I'm all about removing sugar from people's diets. And the daughter was there, and he said, I understand your concern, and I agree. I need you to come back in 30 days. And the mother's like, why? Why do I need to come back in 30 days? And she said, just trust me. 30 days later, he came back, and he said his whole speech in the way that Gandhi says it about, what sugar can do for you, and what are some other options, and that you really should not be having sugar anymore. And she stopped. And the mother said, why do we have to wait 30 days? And Gandhi said, because 30 days ago, I was still eating sugar. I was still eating sugar, and I was still kind of addicted to it. And I cannot, in faith, I can't recommend something to somebody that I'm not doing myself. And and I feel like there's going to be no belief behind it. And isn't that amazing? So when people ask me at this point, what keeps you going? What keeps you, plugging in and exercising, whether you're exercising every day or eating right? I'm not perfect. I mean, when Brooke and I first started, I was all 60 days, I was dead on with nutrition and everything like that. Now I do my Shakeology every day with my boost, and I would say I exercise every day. I'm not doing any one specific program, but sometimes I run, sometimes I do spinning, whatever, like a little bit of everything. But I make sure that I've done every one of the home-based workouts, and that I'm kind of doing a little bit of everything to keep myself fresh with all the different programs, so that I know it. And I'm eating my portion control, because I've been doing it for so long. We know it. But do we eat perfect? Absolutely not. But how do I know that we're never going to get big again, that we're never gonna lose our energy? And how do I know that we're never going to get off track? Because my job is, as a Beachbody coach, it's not just as a success coach or as a health coach or helping people. It is, we inspire people. We have to be the example. So when Brooke and I have children, or for our my nieces and nephews, or for all of you guys, everything that I recommend, I am walking proof of everything that I speak about, especially with my patients and my parents. To me, there's nothing more frustrating than seeing a medical professional make a recommendation on something when they're extremely obese, but obese due to a poor healthy lifestyle, or they're smoking. I'm not going to hold them to any credibility. Well, I realize how this is the ability to really help change people's lives, even if it's just taking a shake a day and just doing a little bit of movement. Some people are not ready for that whole dramatic life change or whatever. They just want to be a little bit healthier over time. We have the ability to provide something like this or something like this, but no matter what, we got them covered. Well, it is so imperative that is what's holding me accountable. I mean, that's originally why I became a coach. It's like, I can't recommend something that I'm not doing myself, period. And so no matter what stress is going on in my life, the fact that I have other people to help is always keeping me in check, always. So it would never make sense for me to stop doing something. It has nothing to do with price or cost or whatever. It's not even like hard, because that's a non-negotiable. And so what I take from that story in the second part of the power of belief is that you have to sell yourself out. You have to create your story. But the way that you do that is by actually going all in, but not going way over the top, but going all in and really, really, really making an assessment and a story of what this is doing for you. Because everybody's looking for a story. Okay. The storefront is everywhere. Everyone's got a storefront these days, right? I mean, especially on Facebook. People want a story. They want to be able to relate to you, but they want you to be real and transparent. And so that's what I'm going to leave you guys with, is that the first thing is that you got to sell yourself out to Beachbody, and it's going to allow you that when you're just totally overwhelmed, and you're going to be, because it's like you get this entrepreneur mindset, you got to create your own path. I mean, everyone's doing it. I mean, if there's over 400,000 coaches, why you? Why you? And it really comes down to, that's why you, because there's only one you. And you need to find out who you are, regardless of your spouses, your children, whatever. Why are you doing this? And why is it important for you to feel better, to be healthy? Why is it important for you to be an example? And of course, at the same time, with all that happening over time, you're providing yourself with this residual income that is going to be able to help so many more people. So I hope that helps. I'm going to stop that here on the power of belief, and I may continue later, but I really hope that helps some of you guys, especially that are first starting, exactly how your first 30 days that you want to be dedicating every time to just rocket it out. So stay tuned for the next whiteboard video, and that's going to be, I'm going to really start talking about how to earn. All right, guys, good night.